In part 1, I urged you to create additional key performance indicators for your practice and then add them to the KPI watch list for additional practice and observation. In this part, I will show you how to use scorecards. To begin the scorecarding process, let's log into our business intelligence analytics. We'll log in with WebLogic. Give it a few moments. Then we'll go to Home. We'll click on the New button and then select Scorecard under Performance Management. In the name box, enter the name My Scorecard. So we will write it as My Scorecard. And then we can enter a short description. You can call it My First Scorecard. Save the scorecard to the sample applied folder under My Reports. And you click OK. And then you click OK again. And that opens the first blank page of your scorecard. The scorecard editor opens with the name you just entered in the preceding step. And on the bottom left corner next to the scorecard documents, choose the drop-down box and pick Create Vision. A scorecard starts with a great vision as the first step. Scorecards help organizations define overall goals to improve corporate profitability or increase customer satisfaction. For example, and break those goals down into a series of objectives that will enable them to meet the goals. That excerpt was taken from Matt Rittman, Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition 11G Developer's Guide. For this exercise, you will enter to become best Oracle Business Intelligence developer in the industry. So you will type it in the blank space. You will save your vision, and then you can change the name to My Vision and click OK. Click OK. And that saves our vision. You will notice under Scorecard Documents, we have a new document that has been added, and that's the My Vision. So you will highlight the My Scorecard, then click on Create Objective. For this exercise, we'll leave the name New Objective as is, and then we'll go ahead and click on the Save icon to save the new objective. Notice that a new item has been added under the strategy. It's called New Objective. The next step is to click on this new objective and then click on Create Objective, and we will name this objective as My Financial Objective. And we will go ahead and scroll down to the bottom. Under Descendants, you want to locate Perspective. Then click the drop-down menu and choose Financial. Then save it by clicking on the save icon. You will notice that my financial objective has been created as a child of the new objective option. Highlight once again my new objective and click on Create Objective to create my customer objective. And we will enter my customer objective as a new objective. This time in the perspective option, choose customer. So we'll go down to the descendants and under perspective, we'll choose customer. And then we'll click on save icon. And another option has been created for my customer objective under new objective. The next step is to add key performance indicators to this scorecard based on the newly created objectives. Double click on my financial objective. Now go down to Objectives and Key Performance Indicators section and click on Objects drop-down list and choose Add KPI. Objectives and KPIs, Objects drop-down list, and then we want to add KPI. Recall from a previous lesson that we had created two new KPIs, one for revenue and one for quantity. We will navigate to the folder to which they were saved and pick them and add them to the objectives and KPIs. So we'll open the sample app light folder, choose revenue KPI, and then click OK. On the Add KPI dialog box, click OK and leave all the default options. Takes a few moments. Then we'll go back and add another KPI, which is the quantity KPI. You click OK, and then we choose OK. Notice that it's processing, and finally has populated the two KPIs. At this point, no values have been populated as yet, so we may want to go and change the year and see if we'll get some data. And there are our results. So it appears one of our options here did not have any data in it. So when I change that option to 2009, we have some data, and this is what we are seeing here with the newly created KPIs. And we'll want to add the same two key performance indicators to the My Customer objective, which was previously created. So we double click on My Customer objective and then go to the Objectives and KPI section. Click on the Objective drop down window and then Add KPI. Double click the Sample App Light folder, select Revenue KPI, click OK, and then OK again. So we'll repeat the steps of adding in the second KPI, which is quantity. We'll click OK and OK again. In practice, you would have to actually add actual customer key performance indicators that your business uses. So please be comfortable and make it a habit to try out ways of creating additional key performance indicators that you would like to share with your client or your customer or your employer. Not just those that are specific to financials, but as well as any other KPIs that you may have in mind as required. Next, we want to scroll up to the strategy section and then click on New Objective. Once the New Objective option has been selected, we want to click on the strategy tree icon to add a new strategy tree to the recently created my scorecard. This takes a few moments, and this shows us the new strategy that has been created out of the KPIs that we've created, and both are separated out by financial objective as well as customer objective. And you can expand this further as well as this to kind of view how the strategy looks like. And if you wanted to see additional details relating to the revenue KPI, you click the drop down arrow and it will give you what the actual values are, as well as the targets, variances, and the percentages that are associated with those different values. You can change around the office location, month, and year to view other periods as well as office locations for your own benefit. Notice what happens as I navigate around and as the data refreshes. We'll change the office to Madison office. Then we'll also change the month the moment the processing completes. We will pick September. Once the processing is done, we will also change the year and see what those values look like. Already the data has been refreshed. This gives you a very neat and quick way of viewing data that's provided. We'll go to 2008 to view the data that's available in that given year. Notice that the values have changed based on the office location we have just recently updated, and the month as well as the year. If your scorecard is grayed out, it is because of choosing wrong dimensions on top. For example, 2011 did not have any data, and as such there was nothing to display. And also another possible reason could have been that you picked a month, for example 2008, May of 2008, and entered a different year, 2009. Make sure these two different fields are in sync before you expect to view any data. And if you do not still see any data, it's always advisable to click on the refresh button, and you will notice all these different parts will be showing processing, trying to refresh the data for your benefit. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to showing you the next lessons in the series of these lessons.